For over a century, the world's energy superpowers were built on oil. Now, Tesla is becoming the next energy superpower, only this time it's powered by batteries, not barrels. And almost no one is paying attention. While the headlines focus on slowing car sales and factory retooling, Tesla's energy business just grew by 67% last year, outpacing every other division inside the company. That's not an anomaly, it's not a fluke, it's the result of something much bigger that's been happening in the background for years. Tesla built itself on a singular mission: to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. For most people, that mission has been synonymous with cars, sleek, battery-powered, software-packed EVs that redefined the auto industry. But that was never the whole story. Because while Tesla was making headlines for breaking speed records, disrupting dealerships, and rolling out full self-driving software, it was also building something else. Something that could change the way energy itself moves around the world. For a while, this part of Tesla's business was easy to overlook, but that's not the case anymore. It's scaling at a speed that even Tesla's car business never achieved. And now, Elon Musk is saying that if Tesla can solve one key challenge, this part of the company could eliminate the biggest barrier to our electrified future. Tesla's future isn't just on the road, it's in the power grid. And that future is already taking shape. This is the untold story of Tesla's growing energy empire. For years, Tesla's energy business has been treated as an afterthought, overshadowed by its cars, buried in quarterly reports, rarely making headlines, a side hustle to the main event. But that's no longer possible. The numbers coming out of Tesla's latest earnings call don't just suggest that the energy business is growing, they show that it's exploding. In 2024, Tesla's energy division pulled in $10.09 billion in revenue, a 67% jump year over year. A few years ago, that would have made it a healthy mid-sized company on its own, and it's not just about the money. Tesla's energy storage business is growing at a rate that no other company in the sector is matching, 31.4 gigawatt hours. That's how much energy storage Tesla deployed last year, more than double the 14.7 gigawatt hours it deployed the year before. For context, that's enough stored energy to power nearly 10 million homes for an entire day, and it's only the beginning. This isn't just growth, it's outpacing every other division inside Tesla, and now, for the first time, Elon Musk is saying out loud what's been quietly taking shape for years. Energy storage is a big deal and will become incredibly important in the future. Now, Musk has never been shy about grand predictions, but this isn't just optimism, it's a statement backed by Tesla's most aggressive energy expansion yet. Tesla's second megafactory in Shanghai is now online, and Musk has said they are already building a third. For years, Tesla's automotive division was the engine that drove the company's success. Now, it's the energy division that's accelerating the company's growth. And Tesla isn't just expanding its energy business, it's having to race to meet demand that's already here. The company is aggressively expanding its infrastructure, bringing new factories online, and preparing for an energy storage market that is growing faster than anyone predicted. If Tesla can solve its battery supply challenges, its energy business could become more important than the one that put it on the map. But how exactly is Tesla making this happen? The answer lies in a product most people have never even heard of, the Megapack. For years, batteries were seen as a limitation, a bottleneck, the one thing holding renewable energy back. Solar and wind might be clean, but without a way to store that energy, they were unreliable, inconsistent. When the sun wasn't shining or the wind wasn't blowing, the grid still needed fossil fuels to fill the gap. That was the problem, and Tesla's answer was the Megapack. Unlike Tesla's Powerwall, which keeps the lights on in homes, the Megapack is built for cities, states, entire power grids. It's not just a battery, it's a power plant in a box. A fully integrated system that captures massive amounts of energy and releases it exactly when it's needed. In a world shifting away from fossil fuels, this is what makes renewables work at scale. Megapacks are also already in the field, transforming how electricity is generated, stored, and used. In South Australia, Tesla built what was at the time the largest lithium-ion battery in the world, the Hornsdale Power Reserve. People doubted whether battery storage could really stabilize a power grid until one storm changed everything. In 2017, South Australia's grid was on the verge of collapse. A major power plant went down unexpectedly, and in the past, that would have meant widespread blackouts. But this time, the Megapack system kicked in. Instantly. In milliseconds, it balanced the grid, kept power flowing, and prevented a massive outage. That single event proved that large-scale battery storage wasn't just a concept. It worked, and it worked fast. California took notice. At Moss Landing, Tesla deployed a 182.5 megawatt Megapack system, one of the largest battery storage projects in the world, but this time it wasn't just about preventing blackouts, it was about replacing fossil fuels altogether. Every evening, as millions of Californians come home, demand for electricity spikes. Lights, air conditioners, ovens, EV chargers, the grid gets pushed to its limit, and for decades, there was only one solution: fire up gas-powered plants to handle the surge. Now, the Megapacks have taken over. Instead of burning more fossil fuels, the grid pulls from a massive reserve of clean energy stored earlier in the day when the sun was shining. And the scale keeps growing. Tesla recently signed a 15.3 gigawatt-hour deal with Intersect Power, one of the largest solar plus storage projects in the world. And according to Elon Musk, this is only the beginning. Demand is, quote-unquote, essentially unlimited. Not high, not growing, unlimited. Because right now, the only thing holding Tesla back isn't demand, it's supply. Even with 2 Megapack factories running, it's not enough. Because batteries aren't just powering the energy business, they are also still the backbone of Tesla cars. And that puts the company in a fight with itself, which leads to the next problem: the global battery supply chain crisis. Tesla's biggest challenge isn't demand, it's not even competition, it's supply. And right now, Tesla is competing with itself for batteries, caught in a tug-of-war between 2 businesses that both need the same critical resources. On one side, Tesla's EV division still depends on massive battery production to keep up with growing orders. On the other, its energy division needs even larger battery packs to meet the surging demand for storage. And the supply just isn't there. The world is running low on the metals that make all of this possible. For decades, lithium, cobalt, and nickel were niche commodities used in specialized electronics. But then came electric cars. Then came grid-scale storage, and suddenly, these elements weren't just valuable. They were essential, and Tesla isn't the only one chasing them. Every automaker shifting to EVs needs lithium. Most large-scale energy storage projects still rely on nickel, and while the industry is moving towards cobalt-free batteries, many manufacturers still depend on it today. So that brings us to the problem. Everyone's fighting for a limited natural resource that can only be found in a few countries. In many cases, the minerals are still trapped underground, and there can be political, environmental, and financial challenges to acquire these needed materials. And that's before we even get to China. Tesla might be an American company, but the supply chain for its most critical materials runs straight through China. Right now, China processes over 80% of the world's rare earth metals. That means if China slows down exports, raises prices, or cuts off supplies altogether, the entire global battery industry, including Tesla, feels the impact immediately. And in December 2024, that's exactly what happened. The Chinese government banned the export of gallium and germanium, 2 elements used in batteries and semiconductors. A warning shot. It's not the first time China has used its dominance over raw materials as leverage, and it won't be the last. Tesla isn't just fighting for market share, it's fighting to secure the materials that keep both its car and energy businesses alive. And that leads to an even bigger question: how exactly is Tesla getting its resources? The supply chain for these materials run through global politics, environmental regulations, and in some cases, human rights controversies. Take cobalt, one of the key ingredients in most lithium-ion batteries. Cobalt mining is heavily concentrated in the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country that supplies over 70% of the world's cobalt. It's also a country where mining conditions have come under heavy scrutiny, with accusations of child labor, unsafe working environments, and corporate exploitation. In 2023, Tesla signed a major cobalt supply deal with Glencore, a mining giant that has been accused of human rights abuses at its Congo operations. Tesla is working towards cobalt-free battery chemistry to remove itself from this problem entirely, but today, cobalt is still in the supply chain. This is the reality of scaling energy storage, and Tesla isn't just facing competition from other automakers or energy companies, it's facing the constraints of a supply chain that wasn't built for this level of demand. The global battery supply chain is stretched thin. Tesla knows it, the industry knows it, and unless something changes, it will only get worse. The demand for lithium, nickel, and cobalt is skyrocketing. Mining operations can't scale fast enough, and geopolitical risks, especially in China, threaten to cut off critical supply at any moment. Tesla can't afford to be at the mercy of raw material shortages forever, so it's working on something that, if successful, could permanently change how batteries are made. Recycling. Not in the throw a plastic bottle in the bin sense. Tesla is aiming for a closed-loop system where the batteries it builds today become the raw materials for the batteries it builds tomorrow. Right now, when a lithium-ion battery reaches the end of its life, the industry treats it as waste. Tesla wants to treat it as an asset. The company claims that with its in-house recycling process, it can recover up to 92% of the critical materials from used batteries, lithium, cobalt, nickel, and more. Tesla has built its own battery recycling facilities designed to pull materials from used packs, refine them, and feed them straight back into its supply chain. If it works at scale, this would be a game changer. No more mining bottlenecks, no more geopolitical vulnerabilities, just a closed-loop system that feeds itself. Elon Musk put it in simple terms. The future of batteries is closed-loop. If we do this right, we don't need to mine lithium forever. Now, this isn't just an environmental win, it's a strategic necessity. Tesla isn't just betting on battery storage, it's betting that in the future, whoever controls the recycling process will control the battery industry. And if it gets this right, Tesla could become the first energy company to break free from the global mining supply chain altogether. That's not just a solution to a problem, that's a trillion-dollar opportunity. For years, Tesla's identity has been built around cars, the Roadster, the Model S, the Model 3, the Cybertruck. But what if Tesla's biggest impact on the world isn't what it puts on the road? What if decades from now, we look back and realize Tesla wasn't really a car company at all? That's no longer a hypothetical. Tesla's energy business isn't just growing, it's accelerating at a pace its automotive division never achieved. The global battery storage market is expanding at a staggering rate, and over the next decade, large-scale energy storage is projected to grow 27% annually, a pace that could turn into a trillion-dollar industry by 2030. And governments aren't just watching, they are funding it. Countries worldwide are rolling out billions of dollars in energy storage incentives, accelerating the transition from fossil fuel power plants to grid-scale battery storage. The U.S. Inflation Reduction Act is pouring billions into battery storage projects. The European Union has set strict mandates requiring utilities to integrate more storage into their energy mix. China is investing more in battery storage than any other country on Earth. And overall, the message is clear. Battery storage isn't just the future of energy, it's the key to making renewables viable at scale. And Tesla already has a lead over nearly every competitor in the space. Tesla's car business isn't growing like it used to. Margins are shrinking, competition is increasing, demand for EVs is still high, but it's no longer a rocket ship growth industry the way it was 5 years ago. But Tesla Energy, it's just getting started. Megapack production is scaling faster than any vehicle Tesla has ever built. The company is doubling down on energy storage infrastructure at exactly the right moment, just as the world realizes how critical grid-scale batteries will be. Musk has said, "I believe Tesla's energy business could eventually surpass our automotive business. And if that happens, Tesla won't just be an automaker that dabbled in energy." Tesla built its empire on cars. It redefined what an electric car could be, propelled self-driving vehicles into reality, and forced the entire auto industry to change. But that was just the beginning, because while Tesla was revolutionizing transportation, it was also laying the groundwork for something even bigger: energy. The world is shifting away from fossil fuels towards renewables, towards a future where energy isn't just produced, but stored, managed, and deployed efficiently. And right now, no company is scaling up energy storage faster than Tesla. If battery storage is the defining industry of the next decade, Tesla won't just be participating in it, it will be leading it. We may be witnessing something far more than an automaker's expansion. We may be watching the rise of the world's next energy superpower, and for the first time, it won't be built from oil. It will be built on batteries. And at the center of it all, Tesla.